Hey guys, MCU Collector here with another video. This is video number 2 in the Hasbro Marvel Legends series Black Widow Wave, the Crimson Dynamo Build-A-Figure. And here we have the woman herself, Black Widow. She is the title character for the movie, which just officially got delayed today, unfortunately. But as we expect with the coronavirus, that is expected with all these movies that are getting delayed. Will Disney do a digital release like Universal is doing on some of their movies? More than likely not, because Disney and Marvel are going to want to cash in on the box office take in for the movie. So I'm sure we won't get a digital look. But anyway, get right to the figure. We get some accessories, so 2 weapons, an extra set of hands, and we get 2 batons. So that's kind of cool. It's not like the Target exclusive, Walmart exclusive, the deluxe, but we do get something. The figure does look really good. It is in the black and gray suit, so really cool. See the Black Widow movie logo there. We get a Black Widow hourglass up there. Build-A-Figure Crimson Dynamo. Side artwork looking very nice. I like the black and white detail, and then with the focus really on the red, I really like the way that looks. Here on the back of the package we get the promo artwork for Black Widow. It is not a look at the figure, but here of course we have the whole wave, the Crimson Dynamo Build-A-Figure, and first we looked at Taskmaster, we are on Black Widow, then so on and so forth we will go. The bio for Black Widow reads, Natasha Romanoff reunites with a group of spies from her past to stop a lethal force. That sounds almost exactly like the one from the deluxe box set, but of course I guess that would make sense. Anyway, let's get to it and open her up. Okay, and here is the Black Widow figure out of the package, and it is a very good figure. It's extremely similar to the deluxe version in the white suit. In fact, it's all the same except for the upper torso is actually a new piece. And then I haven't taken a closer look at the head sculpt. The hair is the same, but the face might be different. So I'll take a closer look at that. We get additional hands. So out of the package, she has the 2 open hands, which have the roll of the dice, wrist motion. And then she comes with 2 fists that have the regular standard hinge. So 2 fists, and then she does come with the, what is this, the left leg to the Crimson Dynamo figure, which is also the same as the Ironmonger Build-A-Figure piece, leg, and the Mandroid piece. So it is the same. I'll actually, when I do that Build-A-Figure video, I'll show the Mandroid Build-A-Figure and the Ironmonger Build-A-Figure, but here we have the Black Widow. In addition to those fists, the only other accessories that she comes with are actually these batons, and the cool thing about the batons is there is actually storage right on the backpack of the figure, so that is pretty cool there. So now let's take a closer look and see how this figure looks. Okay, so here's a close-up look at the Black Widow figure, and looking closely at it, it's hard to tell, but I think the face sculpts are actually, for the most part, the same. The only difference that I could really see between the two is this one looks like she has more of a grin, whereas this one seems a little bit more straight-faced, but it's really hard to tell, and I think they're the same. But the sculpts, everything else is 100% the same, except for the upper torso is the only difference. But looking at the figure, it looks really good. This hair is more of a matte finish. There's a little bit of wash in there to give it some more textured look. So the hair comes out a little bit different color. This one's a little bit shinier. So that's a big difference there. But I think it looks really good. As far as paint apps go on this, I have no problems with it. We get a lot of black and gray. So unlike the white one, there's actually some paint that actually went into this figure. We get that same red spots there, which came out looking really dark here in the video, but we do have those spots there, and then we get a lot of the black and gray throughout, and I have no issues with the paint apps. They all came out looking really clean. We get some black fuzziness on the gray over there, but that's not really a problem. It's on the back of the figure, no big deal there. Her boots are a shiny black color, as well as the shoulders have a shiny black. The rest of the black throughout the figure is a matte color. We get this nice kind of dark gray, almost a gunmetal for this backpack right here where the batons store in there. So you can see you just kind of drop them on in like so. No big deal there. They don't really go in all the way. That one you can kind of push in. Oh, so you can get it to come out the back, but then the problem is you can't push the other one down because they're crossing over each other. So that kind of gets in the way a little bit. Whereas this one, see, this one I can't actually get to go all the way through, and it's not something that's going to come off, so it's glued on there. But that looks really good, and then we actually get some red going down the middle there, and that looks pretty good. So nice little addition there. The stingers, we get gold color this time. They are the same as the deluxe version that we got, just a different color. And then the holster belt harness piece is the exact same, but we get some gold color added here in the front and on the sides there. but otherwise it's the same. We get more of the red color, but on mine you can see the red is slightly off from the hourglass, so that's a little unfortunate there. So if you have an option and kind of looking around, double check where that hourglass red is, because it could come off a little bit different. Now the guns that we get are the same from the deluxe version, except these are done in more of a dark gray color versus a black color, and they holster just fine, and she can hold them in her trigger hands just fine as well. So that looks pretty good. I like that it's a separate piece and we can actually get that working holster. So she looks pretty good. Now let's go over her articulation, which is going to be the same as this one. Okay, so Natasha's articulation, she can look down, not really going to look up because the hair is going to get in the way, especially with this backpack piece, that added space there. You're just not going to get the head to look up. You can obviously get the full side-by-side rotation, but you're not really getting a whole lot of neck pivot going on in there. Shoulders, you can get to go out straight out. You can't really get them much higher than that. You can't get a full rotation, of course. Single jointed elbow, so you do get a swivel at the elbow, which doesn't work as well as some of the other ones, but there is that swivel. We get the deep cut elbow, and we can get a little bit over 90 degrees because female figures, Hasbro doesn't like to do double jointed elbows. The diaphragm joint, we can get her to pivot to the side that much, pivot to the other side that much. You can't get her to go back that much. There's the sculpt of her torso looks kind of funky though, so careful with that. Forward, you're not going to get a whole lot, very little, very little. And of course you can kind of twist at that diaphragm joint as well, since there is no waist swivel. Legs go out that far apart, so the floating harness belt piece, the holster pieces, they can kind of move around, so it's not going to hinder the articulation. So legs go out that far apart. She can't kick forward that much, and you can kind of kick it out a little bit as well. It doesn't really go back a whole lot. There is an upper thigh cut there. You get a double jointed knee, which works well. No boot cut or calf swivel or anything. Foot hinges all the way down. We get a hinge very far up. Ankle pivot and peg holes at the bottom of the feet. Now these are wedged feet, but she does stand much easier than previous female figures with the wedges. So let's say like the Winter Soldier Black Widow also had wedged feet, but these ones were very small, and it's very hard to get her to stand up. And of course on video she stands right up. Normally that doesn't happen, so just imagine that she fell because those feet are terrible. That's usually what happens with that figure, so this one is much easier to get to stand. Okay, and here's a look at all the previous Black Widow movie figures that we have released. Here is the Infinity War one from the Thanos Build-A-Figure, I believe it was. No, Cole Obsidian, I think. Cole Obsidian, the deluxe version from the new movie, the new one that I just reviewed. We have the original one from the Mandroid Wave Winter Soldier line. Here, this one came in the Hulkbuster International Best of Wave. And then we have the Age of Ultron Amazon 4-pack box set. I also had my Kit Bash one, but somebody wanted to see a head swap of like the Endgame Black Widow head, and then what happened is I broke it off, so I can't. I mean, I guess I could do that, but that's unfortunate. See, that's why I don't like to do head swaps. Things like that happen. I don't want to switch heads. Just kidding. It's just one of those unfortunate things. But here are all the movie Black Widow figures. These two are my favorite because they're just, you know, the better. Looking at some of the older figures and the proportions of everything, very thin legs, very thin arms, just not as good as what Hasbro is doing. But of course, that should be what we see throughout time. You know, at this point, these figures are now, what was that, 2013, 2014, so 6 to 7 years old whenever it was. So we should see much better figures than this, and I think we're seeing that. But the head sculpt on this Winter Soldier one was absolutely fantastic for its time. So yes, there's no digital print or anything like that, but it's still a fantastic head sculpt that I think still holds up today, in my opinion. Yes, the face print is much better, but that one is still really good. So now let's see some other comparisons with Black Widow. Okay, and here is Black Widow next to Taskmaster, and you can see that there is a significant size difference between the two. And as an update with this Taskmaster figure, and I was talking about working the butterfly joint in the shoulder because the shoulder pad, someone was saying that you can work it into the butterfly. I'll show you what's been happening with mine. If you could see it, you can see it's really cutting into the plastic, really trying to get that shoulder to go up. So be very careful. You can see that's just cutting right in there. So again, be cautious when doing that. But Taskmaster kind of towers over Black Widow. Okay, and a final size comparison. Here is the Black Widow figure next to the Stan Lee Marvel Legends figure. Unfortunately, there will be no Stan Lee cameo, just like we did not get one in Spider-Man Far From Home. Very unfortunate. It would be awesome to see Stan Lee cameos continue on, but we don't see them. But that is my review on the Black Widow. You guys let me know down in the comments below what you think of this Black Widow figure. If you're going to pick it up or you're going to pass on it, because there's just so many Black Widow figures coming at us all at one time. I'm curious. Let me know now down in the comments below. If you guys liked the video, please hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. And as always, thank you for watching.